morning. Today I woke up at 6 a.m. It was thundering and lightning when I woke up, so I didn't want to do any work by turning my computer on. I don't have a surge protector with me, and I didn't want to go out for a walk in it either, so I did some other stuff. My energy is 8 out of 10. My mood is 8 out of 10. My motivation is 8 out of 10. My sleep quality was a little bit better. I went to bed about 20 past 10 last night. I honestly didn't feel that tired, but I felt I just better go to bed because I'd gotten up at 5 a.m. Now, my sleep quality was okay. I kind of more or less slept until 2, but then I was wide awake and I got up, and when I kind of got up, I felt like I'd been clenching my jaw, so I took some more magnesium and then I went back to sleep and woke up at 6. So that was only waking once during the night, so I'm pretty happy with that. As you can tell, I'm a little bit phlegmy today. I think I'm probably just detoxing and not quite sure what's going on. I did cut down on the amines yesterday, and I think it did make a difference to my sleep quality because I got longer periods of sleep. So I will continue just to try and avoid browning my meat for a little while and see if I can get it up to a point where I'm having an uninterrupted sleep. Other than that, I'm feeling pretty good. I have also had a fair bit more dairy than I normally have, and that may be contributing to the phlegm. However, I don't want to eliminate too much at once, so I might just stick with the dairy short term, see if I can get my sleep patterns going, and then look at, is this phlegm from dairy or is it just part of the detox process that's going on? At 8:30, it had stopped thundering and lightning, so I went out for a walk. It wasn't raining, and it turns out I'm an arm swinger. I don't know what I've been doing all this time with my arms, but they certainly weren't swinging because it does feel quite foreign. So as soon as I took my first step, my arms started. So my body is intuitively getting back into what it's supposed to be doing. It's quite interesting. I walked for about 40 minutes, I think. I did my kind of usual lap, but it was faster than usual. My pace is much better. And I did some grounding exercises and some filming as well for my other series. I did notice that my arms are still a little shaky, but not too bad. So my videos are a little bit steadier than they were last week. Another thing I've noticed is I'm not having to wash my hair as often as I did previously to starting this diet. I normally wash my hair every second day, but I'm going into the third day and it's still holding its shape and its style, and it's not greasy at all. I tend to get more greasy hair than dry hair, and it's not in the least bit greasy, so I'm really happy about that. Adam woke up at about 9:45 this morning. His energy is not great today. It's 5 out of 10. His mood is 6 out of 10. Motivation is pretty low at 3 out of 10. His sleep quality was 8 out of 10, and his blood sugar was 5.5 today. I noticed that his eyes, it's a little bit crusty today, and there seems to be a correlation between what his blood sugars are doing and what's happening with his weepy eye. The other thing that's happening here is that he had a chocolate biscuit last night. He also had some vegetables with his dinner, which I forgot to take a photo and I forgot to mention yesterday. His blood sugars are better today. I got him to have a look at his eye in the mirror and just talked about the correlation between what he's putting into his body and what's happening to his body. And hopefully with time, he will come around. Lunch was a bit of a mishmash of things, and it ended up looking like a 3-course meal in the end. I started with some Gouda cheese. I had a little bit more than what you see here in the photo, but I forgot to take a photo before I started eating it. Then I had some prawns because I put the steak in the oven and I'd Googled how long it should take to bake, and they said 10 minutes. But when I looked at it after 10 minutes, it was like I'd just taken it out of the packet. So it took a lot longer than 10 minutes. In the meantime, I'd been frying prawns to have them with my steak, and so they were ready. So then I ate them while I was waiting for the steak to cook, which took, in the end, about half an hour. I think I slightly overdid it, but probably should take about 25 minutes. Now, after I ate this meal, I got itching all the way under my neck, and it was really itchy. I had some raised lumps as well, and I don't know whether it was the Gouda or the prawns. When I went back to look at the packet of the prawns, there were all sorts of additives in it. It wasn't just prawn meat. So I think next time I have prawns, I will go to the seafood place merchant, I'm not sure what they're called, and get some good quality prawns. It may well have been the Gouda because it is an aged cheese, so I'm not quite sure. I will have to see how that goes. It didn't last long. There was one point there, it probably lasted about half an hour. I did think about taking an antihistamine, but I thought I'd ride it out and see how it went. The steak was so tough. It was like an old boot. And I don't know whether it was the cut of meat or how I had cooked it. But I didn't want to have the amines. And I didn't cook the prawns for too long, but they did brown up a little bit. So I'll just see how I go with that. Adam went out bowling with his friends and they ate at the bowling alley. So he said there wasn't much of a choice. So he had a hot dog and chips. Now, what he did say, which was interesting, was that as soon as he took his first bite of hot dog, he didn't want it. And I found that fascinating. He did eat the chips. He ate probably half of the hot dog, he said. But he said he just didn't like the taste of it. He wanted to spit it out. And I thought, that's amazing. His taste buds are changing. The other thing that happened was before they ate, he said he got a little dizzy. He didn't take his glucometer out with him, so we don't know what his blood sugar was, but it was probably low because he hadn't eaten since the night before. So, it's only because he's on 2 oral hypoglycemics, so I kind of want to catch it when it's at its lowest so that he can go and show his GP when he next goes to see him. When he did get home at about 5 o'clock, he did his blood sugar again and it was 10.3. So that bit of hot dog and those chips made a huge difference to his blood sugar levels. And he's starting to really see that now. I baked some chicken for dinner. I didn't cover it because I wanted to encourage a little bit of brown skin. But as it was, I couldn't eat the skin still. I don't know what it is about chicken skin. I just can't eat it. And overall, I didn't really enjoy the chicken at all either. It tasted, I don't know. I don't know what it was. I'm not enjoying chicken. I used to love chicken. Maybe because I had it with other things that was why I was enjoying it so much. I don't know. I did enjoy the chicken that I did in the sauce last week. But when it's just chicken pieces like this, I'm not enjoying it anymore. And look, I did used to enjoy chicken pieces without the skin. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there. I did feel full afterwards, but I didn't feel satisfied. So maybe there's just not enough fat in it. I had some feta because I wanted something to nibble on. Like I said, I just didn't feel satisfied from the chicken. And that was probably only about half an hour later. And I was pretty happy once I'd had the feta. When Adam was out and about today, he found a new brand of pork crackle. Now, these do have MSG in and canola oil, but they do have less than 0.2 grams of carbohydrate. I would actually prefer that he ate these to a chocolate biscuit, and he does look for a snack after I've gone to bed. So, yeah, quite frankly, I prefer that he ate something like this. We still need to chase down a really good brand, but I think I prefer the other brand that we had because there was less rubbish in it, but better than chocolate biscuit anyway. Overall, I've had a pretty up and down day today, mainly because of the food I ate. I didn't really enjoy any of it. Perhaps the feta was the most satisfying thing. And because I had that little reaction, I'm kind of thinking, do I just stick to the meatballs? Because I enjoy those so much. So I might just concentrate on meatballs for a little while. And The other thing I haven't mentioned so far is I did have a couple of lesions that started flaking off, and I think I didn't take a photo of them. So next time that happens, I will take a photo of it because they start to sort of lift up and peel off. I don't know if they're going to regrow or not, but I suspect it's because my blood sugar levels are a lot more stable now. But time will tell. So thanks for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed the content, and we will see you tomorrow.